Well, welcome back. Welcome you all. Let's get straight into it. What have we got today? Well, we're on the blue mat. We are on the repair desk, so we've got something to repair. I have purchased from the Bay of E a Gold Lake PoE switch. Now, the description on this says faulty, broken with dent. You get what is pictured. Cool. How much did you pay for this joyous package? I paid 99p plus £2.99 postage. UK British squidoli. And there's a picture. There it is. Nice. It's meant to look like that. There it is. There it is. And if you can see that without a reflection in the camera and the screen, looks like it's got a bit of a dent on the top. There's that. Looks like it's got another dent. And there you go. Apparently it's got an app, wireless or something. I have no idea. Anyway, comes in a box. Nice. So, apparently it's got a cloud managed ultra far transmission Ethernet PoE plus switch. Don't care, it's a PoE switch, and I could do with another PoE switch. I'm all Unify on my networking. However, PoE switches are a bit expensive, so I thought 99p plus £2.99 if I can get it to work. Bargain. Right, let's get it open. Oh yeah, it certainly has got a dent in it, hasn't it? What have we got? We got the switch. I've got a power supply. This looks new and not even touched. The box has got some severe damage to it and some rattly bits inside. But we don't need the box. Let's have a quick visual inspection of it. It is indeed a switch. Front looks a little mangled. 8 PoE ports, LAN 1, LAN 2 uplinks. It's an 8 PoE ports, 10100, 2 uplink, 1000 meg. So is that a 10100 switch and an uplink? Oh, that's a bit naff. 2 gigabit uplink, 8 PoE ports. Meh, we'll see. Oh, yeah, nice. Big dentarino, to see you can get a bit of scale on that. Let's see what we got inside. I am not going to plug it in. I am certainly not going to plug it in. I don't know whether somebody has to prove that it wasn't working, but damn, would you? Anywho, let's get some screws out. I'm going to give this one certainly a little bit of pressure because it looks as though it needs it. And try and hold the case together. Yeah. Oh. One out. This one's easier. Oh yeah. Looks like it fits well. Bloody hell. Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. This fits well together. Dee-lee-dee. Right, 4 screwy Enos. Ooh. That is bent. Might be able to knock that out with a couple of lumps of wood and hammer. High tech. Right, anyway, there's the lid. What have we got inside? It's not a great deal in this. This has not been powered on by me, it's been off for quite some time, so I'm fairly confident that I'm not going to get a really big jolt off this. If I'd have plugged it in before taking the cover off, I would not be touching this right now. So one thing with power supplies, if it's 240 volt, I mean, who knows how long this has been off, because that box looks pretty out. So I feel this is safe to touch. So, oh, I've already seen a problem already. Do you see what I see? Round about here. That doesn't look as though it's straight. So yeah. Right, they're soldered into the board and they come to this. So we've got a plug separating these two boards. That's good. Means we're not linked together and it makes it a lot easier. So yeah, so as I say, because this has not been powered up by me and it's obviously been powered off for quite some time, I'm happy to work on it. Let's go for a bigger screwdriver tip because these are bigger screws than those. I've got a screw stuck to it. Right, so let's get this board out first. Doodle-doo. 3 screws. Wow. Right. So, first things first, let's get this unplugged. Let's do a quick visual. So, can we see anything that's wrong with this board? Looks straight. It looks straight. There's nothing much on the top there. So I'm just having just casting my eye over the board for now. What's that? Oh, nothing. Is it? Oh, it's next to the nothing. There might be an anchor point for that. Look like a dry joint or a cracked joint or something. The chips look okay. There's no holes in them, so if somebody has plugged it in, it doesn't look as though anything's gone kablammy. Couple of chips. Heatsink on a chip there. It's probably the main controller chip. Right. Might be a couple of LEDs there. These look like LEDs down the front for the activity. A couple of these joints look like really badly soldered. We might have to run over them. Run over them with an iron. Certainly that one doesn't look. I don't know whether you can see. Oh yeah, look at the state of that. Wow. Those look alright. A couple of those look ropey. At least one of those looks ropey. Yeah, and one on the end looks ropey. So I don't have a HDMI output on my microscope, so and I haven't got to recording on the memory card and then trying to splice it in. So we'll look together, because this camera won't zoom down anymore. Right, so a couple of solder joints that need touching up, but for now that looks that looks okay. Let's get him out of the way. Let's turn our attention to this and that. You see that? Right. So if that's to the board, that's going to have to come off first. Okie dokie. Let's put them over there. So the back does look as though it's had a bit of a belt. Right, let's take this first screw out. Oh, it's nice and loose as well. They're the same as them. Yeah, cool. Oh yeah. So there is our first problem. Oops, where's it gone? Luckily, it doesn't look as though there was any components on that. Looks like ground for the screw hole and a couple of blanks. Just where it's soldered in, machine soldered over. There's nothing on here. Doesn't look as though there was any components on it because they look just domed, nicely domed. That's the screws going again. Oh, Richie, when are you going to stop doing that with screws? Right, let me give you some really quick advice. Whenever you're doing repairs or the such like, get yourself some of these. Amazon, eBay, wherever you choose to shop. I've took the bin out to empty it. And then figure out which way they open. Oh, did that just break off? Yeah, that just broke off. They're cheap. They're cheap and nasty. However, they will save you a lot of time and effort. Trust me, I'm a doctor. I've already lost a screw now. Oh, I've lost a silver screw. Alright, we'll come back to it. It'll be on the floor somewhere. We'll come back to it. Oh, there's the lid. Right. Oh, we're having a laugh. By the way, I'm very tired. I've had a very sleepless night last night. It's nigh on 10 o'clock at night and it's 27.5 degrees in here. I've had to turn the fans off. Oh, nightmare. Right, anyway, crack on. I'll find that screw. I'll find it off camera, so you don't have to watch me faffing around my office. Right, those were the power adapter screws. Right, you just come off, yeah? What the hell's this? Oh, presumably that just stops it shorting out with the board, with the chassis. Right, how's the chassis looking? That's not too bad, is it? When it looks fairly straight. Cool. Right, let's get a bit of a look down here. Anything loose? Ooh, that's a bit wobbly. Mind you, it doesn't really matter because that's going to be screwed onto the chassis. That's going to be screwed down, so that ain't going anywhere. Ooh, that's a bit wobbly. Is that moving? If you keep your eye, oops, on here and here, is it there? Yeah, this one and this one. I'm just going to wobble that underneath. No. I thought I saw it move. Doesn't help that I'm shaking. I'm going to resolder that because I don't like it. I don't like it. This is what I'm wobbling. Oops, where's he gone? This is what I'm wobbling. I don't like that. You're solid, you're solid. Well, that's stuck down, so that's solid enough. Transistor's solid, that's solid. They're solid, that's solid. That's stuck down, that's solid. That's just an LED. Why is there an LED in there? Why did you put an LED on the power supply? If the lid's on, you can't see it. Right. So we're going to give that a quick resolder and a reseat down. Does anything else look? So excuse me looking over to my left. Over here. Because that's where my monitor is. I will get a better microscope at some point. Everything looks alright. Is that a dry joint? No, it's just a shiny joint. We like shiny joints. Well, we don't, because they're really hard to see whether they're dry or not. They look alright. Anything underneath? Nope, nothing underneath that. Right, so this bit. Would help if I held it so you could see it. This bit. Oh, that gap in the middle looks as though it's meant to be there. Yeah. So I'm going to say that that's alright, because that's just earth. Is it earth? Well, it doesn't matter what it is, because it's not powering anything. I think we'll be alright without that, apart from the fact that it's a screw hole. But then again, this is screwed down, so it ain't going to matter that much, is it? Right. So, what you're going to do, Rich, I'm going to get my... Yep. My secure S99. I fitted this green thing just to see if it was any better to hold. My secure S99 USB soldering iron and my T245 J-tip. It's my lovely little J-tip. Plonk him on, plug that in, power lead. So we're just a USB power lead. I quite like this. Tells you what temperature it is at the moment. Tells you what your working temperature is going to be. He says, trying to get it in the camera. So the 300 is where it's going to... Shut up, will you? Noisy dog. It's on stop and it's running at 20 volt. So that's cool. Let's get a stand. So I'm going to plonk him in the stand for a minute. I'm going to power him up. So hold the power button, it says work. I'm going to put it up to, it's quite a big chunky board, so I'm going to go 360 for a minute, and I can feel that heating up already. Right, I'm going to get my mechanic solder. Ooh, stanky. Right. Got my solder, find my flux. What flux are we using today? We're using MG Oscar Shush. Apologies. It's no manners. MG Chemicals No Clean Flux Paste. That's what I'm using. So I'm going to blob a little bit on there, a little bit on there. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to shut the lid on that so they don't go barreling everywhere. Right, let's get that out of the way because we don't need it. Make yourself some room. So I've just put a little bit of flux on him and him. And what I'm going to do is turn it round so that I can get my little pinky in here. Put up to 300 and almost 60. Almost melting that solder nice. Oh, that's sat down a lot better. Yeah, that's sat down a lot better. Right. No more Mr. Wobble. So we'll add a little bit more solder to that. That's just an old, but we'll cover that anyway. And we'll stick a little bit more solder on him. And before anybody asks, no, I don't have fume extraction. I'm old, it doesn't matter anymore. Right. So, that looks alright. Is there any break on those? Can we see anything? Nothing's moving, is it? No. It's just the 3 pins. And there's no dry joints in them. But they look a bit better and a bit stronger now. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is turn the iron off. Ooh, sugar, don't bend it. Is I'm going to sit this in here, he says. Oh, yeah, it really doesn't want to sit properly, does it? Right. Dog. Isht. Let's get a couple of screws in this board to hold it down. Maybe not that one. Right. More importantly, let's get the ones to hold that in. I know you heard that. It's alright. Found it. Right, I know what you're going to say. You didn't put that underneath it, did you? Best add. Safety first. Oh, I hate taking things apart again. Right, so we haven't got the front board plugged in because I'm assuming this is going to step down somewhat. So I can measure the output on that. Right, you're in. you don't want to sit in, but you're going to. This is really handy because it shows me that the current temperature of that tip is 56 degrees or 55 now, so I know that it's still a little bit warm to touch. It's just really handy. I like it. Yeah, so the corner of this board's knocked off as well, but again there's nothing on it. So we're going to get that out of the way, and we're going to get a power cable. Bear with me one moment. Right, and by magic we have a cable. Now I have just noticed something, or just thought of something, and that is there's no power button on this. So this is just going to come on. I don't have an RCD breaker on this at the moment because I can't find it. So if everything goes black, kaboom! What I will do though is all the dirty gloves of doom. I know these aren't really going to protect me, but a bit of rubber will. I don't like getting jolts. I've had enough in my lifetime. Right, plugged in. I heard a little pop. The LED's gone green. And nothing's burning yet. Cool. Right, somewhere I had the multimeter of doom. Everything's of doom. We shall set the multimeter on volts. Look at the state of that. What's somebody been doing to my prongs? That was just as bent. So we've got red on the left. Let's hope it is DC. What have we got? 52 volts. I think that's PoE power. I'm happy with that. So we've got 52 volts. Right, so, and that is pulling 0.3 of an amp at the moment. 0.8 watts. I've got an amp meter it's plugged into. 242 volts, 50 hertz, 0.038 amperages. Right, so I'm going to disconnect it from the plug. Ah, that's what the green light's for. The green LED, what's it doing now? I have unplugged this. Here's a plug for it, just to prove a point. You can see the LED getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. That's cool. That's what the LED's for. It is draining the capacitors of all their energy, making it safe now to work on. I like that. So I didn't diss it for being there, I just didn't know why they'd put an LED there. Now I know. Right, so now that that's dissipated, I could touch those. Well, I'm not going to because I'm just no need to. Is it worth soldering these now? Should we stick a bit of solder on these? Well, let's sit there. and allow me to solder it. Yeah. I can't solder with gloves on. Oh, there you go. There's bits sticky coming from places. Right, let's turn the secure on. It's 21 degrees. Work. How fast it heats up. That is fan-dabby-dozy. Right, now I should have my other glasses on for doing this, but I don't have, because they're in my work bag. So we touch that up. I'm going to touch that one up because there's not much solder on it. Touch that one up because there's not much solder on it. Can you actually see what I'm doing? No, you can't. Right, so I've just touched up that one. Yeah, that one, and that one. That's got no solder on it. How's that meant to work? In fact, I just bridged those, I have. Muppet, where's me? Bit of fluxaroonie. I've bridged them. There we go, no longer bridged. Some solder on him, and put some solder on him. There we go. Yeah, all these need solder. Ow! Something was on. Unless it's soldered the other side, I don't know, but there's no solder on these. I'll just bridge those as well. There we go. And now just bridge those. Oh, Rich, what are you doing? There we go. Cool. You don't want to take. Wow, most of these haven't got much on at all. I mean, at the end of the day, they don't really need it. They look alright. Just this one on the end. Ooh, one of those is still a bit hot. Right. Oh, it's still plugged in. Let's put that down. I think some of them are a bit blobby. They're alright. Yep. Right, let's plug him in. That lined up there. Let's turn him off. Stop. The iron will go off on its own. But I just prefer to turn it off. I know it's off then. Right, 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, and I've got 2 screws left, which means I haven't dropped one of those. Now I am not going to bother put that screw in because I mean, damn, what's the point? There's nothing there to screw into it. Right, solder out the way. Okay, so we are plugged in. The board is now plugged into that. Are you still warm enough to do? Yeah, there's nothing in that. Right, so this is plugged into that. That's got its protection on. So, it didn't kill me before, so chances are it won't kill me again. However, just to be safe, it's not that I don't trust myself. Right, lights on the board. This is safe. Can you see the power LED? There we go. Cast a shadow, power LED. Big bright LED here, we've got an LED here and two LEDs there. So, what are we going to plug into? I don't want to test it on live stuff. Right, let's plug in to an uplink port. My switch is still alive that this is now plugged into, and we've got a link on the uplink. A link on the uplink? I know what I mean. Network.
Playing from Bungalow Fire TV 4K.
That seems to happen whenever I touch. That's another project. Whenever I touch this, I think my fire stick's a bit. Well, now you know the name of my fire stick. Right, let's get him plugged into here. I am going to plug it. This is all a bit ropey. This is my Surface Pro 4 that I conveniently, excuse the unwieldy look of fat man trying to find a network port to plug into. Right, so I've plugged into the network port. Let's get this wee beastie on, and we've got connection. Just to prove a point, hang on, let's plug him into there. Let's unplug this for the minuet. Surface Pro 4 is very slow. Right, so we're on Wi-Fi at the moment. Can we see? This is going to be awkward. Come over here, cables. We can see the Wi-Fi icon. Let me plug him in. I can't plug it in. I can't plug it in with two hands. Hold on. Oh, it's flipped. Quick. There we go. Network. And we got blinky lights. Blinky lights. Switch. Oh, hello. That's how slow it is. So let's unplug him. You should drop to Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. Fixed. So now I've got a mess of cables on my desk. I'm going to call that fixed. Unplug that. So all of these LEDs are now going to. Oh, actually, what was that pulling? So just sitting there doing nothing. Just sticking up link in. 0.05. That's power efficient. I'm happy with that. So let's let these LEDs kill all the power in that. So the only thing left now is to find the lid. There we go, shed a bit of light on it. Zoop. So the only thing now is to, we call that fixed, is to try, I shouldn't do this on this desk, is try and flatten that out. How we're going to flatten that out, I don't know. But I don't know whether these will be strong enough. We don't want to damage the metal if we can help it. Looks better already. I know it's still a bit, give me a minute, it's still a bit ropey like, but well, it's not going to be perfect ever. I'm good, but I'm not that good. So just give it a bit of a squash. Let's give it a bit of a squash that way as well. Again. And these are only cheap pliers, to be honest. Have I told you how cheap I am? But I think that, I mean, I'll knock it at some point, but that is a million times better, you've got to admit. There's a bend in the lid. I haven't got anything to right. Let me just mute the microphone for a minute. Ooh, dog's not happy. Right, now obviously that's not great and it's going to need a little bit of panel beating. But we know the condition that it came in. So the question is, it's quite bowed in, isn't it? The question is, does it fit together any better? And that doesn't quite line up there, but the screw holes line up a little bit better. That doesn't, because it's that's a bit better. Let's see what the screws like going in. Smaller bit. Thought the screws might have jumped out of the box then. Right, one to hold it. Oh, that goes in nice. Nice. Jolly nice. Do I look chuffed? I'm happy with that. I fixed something. If you've seen the last couple of video attempts that I've done, it's gone so wrong. It's unbelievable. Oh, right. Do I die now that I've hit it with hammer? No? And there she is. One Go Lake PoE switch. What am I going to use it for? Well, it's only 10100, but lucky enough, it's 1000. I don't understand why it's 1000 up. I have to read the instructions, because surely to God. Supply zero configuration, blah 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 blah. Port light green flickering. Yes, we know that. Connect LAN 1 or LAN 2 to the device to the internet router. Nah. Download the app. No. Wow. Where does it tell you what the switches, what the ports are? So the only issue is it doesn't say what those ports are. Each port has a maximum power of 30 watts. So 30 watts per port is alright. Because what I want to do is bang this in my loft and run my cameras off it, so I don't have to keep running a cable from my switch here up to the loft. I've got ports available in the wall that run to the loft, and then the loft distributes to the rest of the property. But I don't want to take up all of those ports for cameras, because once you've run out of ports for cameras, you can't put any more up there. But Unify cameras, which are cameras that I use, are 100 meg. So that's the video done. We're fixed. I'm just going to tinker now and see if it tells me what this is. Right, I'll do that in a bit. In the meantime, we fixed something and I am very chuffed. 99p plus 3 quid postage, and I've got a 30 watt per port PoE switch. A little bit battered, but it's going in the loft. Nobody's going to see it. It's going to sit there cooking to death. I'm happy. Right, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. I've made myself very happy. I hope I've made you happy. If I have, give it a thumbs up. Richie's fixed something. It is surprising. That's why I'm so happy about it. Give it a like. Give me a subscribe. Drop some comments in. Have I done something wrong? Do you expect it to blow up in a couple of hours' time when I'm faffing about with it? If you don't hear from me again, it did, and it took me with it. But I will see you in the next one. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. I love you all. Catch you later.